Ellen. Good morning, everyone from London. It's really great to be here, and thank you very much for the excellent framing of the discussion. And I'll focus on a couple of examples to bring it to life. So to deliver the decade of action that we're now in and to win the race to zero, we really need to unleash the power of connected devices combined with the power of machine learning and AI to actually turn those connected devices into connected intelligence and making systems smart. And the potential, obviously, in the energy sector, as we've been discussing, is huge, both on the demand side, on the supply side, and also where it all comes together. And Stefan mentioned the prosumers. So that is a really kind of integrated part. So at Vodafone, we are committed to building a digital society that leaves no one behind and that helps to decarbonize society and build back better. We estimate that over a third of the 100 million IoT connections that we operate directly enable our customers to reduce their emissions. And we expect this proportion to increase over time. And just think about scale for a moment. By 2025, Internet of Things connections are expected to reach 25 billion from only 9 billion in 2018. So that's huge exponential growth. And that's also why we have set a very ambitious target of enabling the reduction of 350 million tons of CO2 emissions between now and 2030, mainly through our Internet of Things offer. And to make that big number a bit more tangible, that is the equivalent of the annual greenhouse gas emissions of a country like Italy. So that is a huge target that we have set ourselves in terms of the enablement that we want to do. So just to bring it all to life with a few examples, smart meters. So for domestic smart meters, the average electricity and gas usage reduction is assumed to be 3% and 2% respectively. So it's not a huge amount, but still can help reduce the energy bills. But for commercial purposes, smart metering, the potential to increase efficiency is close to 17%. And so through the more than 12 million smart meter connections that we have that use our IoT technology, we are saving an estimated 1.6 million tons of CO2 per year. So for example, in Spain, Iberdrola have 75,000 Vodafone SIMs for connectivity that they are using to process the meter data from 10.5 million residential smart meters. Another example is Techem, an energy service provider for real estate and for private homeowners. They're using the narrowband IoT from Vodafone to track energy consumption and also help consumers improve their energy efficiency. But think cities too, and these are actually some of my favorite examples. So in Guadalajara in Spain, 13,500 LED lights were connected to a central management system. And the energy consumption from street lighting was reduced by 68%. That is really a sizable number. To move to smart grids, and a couple of examples there. So obviously, as Stefan mentioned, a growing number of decentralized new generation low carbon assets that need to be integrated securely, regardless of their location. And just before the summer, we partner with the blockchain consortium Energy Web Foundation to optimize the integration of renewables and distributed energy resources into the grid through IoT and blockchain technologies. So it's really about recognizing and validating the wind turbines, the batteries, the heat pumps, the solar panels, and then also connecting them securely and efficiently with the grid networks, which obviously is essential to keep the grid stable and also to decarbonize. But let me move to an example from inside Vodafone and then also get a bit into our own footprint, because as it has been mentioned a few times, we also need to reduce our own footprint. So inside Vodafone, we use dynamic thermal management systems to control the cooling in our technology centers. And the concept is that we have temperature sensors between the racks of servers and then control the air distribution to avoid temperature spikes in the room. And so the system varies the airflows and uses machine learning algorithms to find the optimal settings and adjust to load charges in the servers, which would otherwise create hotspots in the room. Another example is that we're also developing with partners more dynamic ways of powering down radio equipment through AI and machine learning. So for now, usually the low power mode is typically done with a time schedule or with other kind of fixed parameters. But so if you move to a more kind of dynamic system with AI and machine learning, there's a huge potential to improve this. And these were only two examples of what we're doing on energy efficiency. So at Vodafone, 90% of the carbon footprint from our operations, so the scope 1 and 2, comes from electricity consumption in our base stations, in our data centers, in our technology centers. And in the actions that we take in the hierarchy, energy efficiency is really at the very top. So we've been laser focused on that, because in the end, the best megawatt hour is the one that isn't consumed, obviously. And so just to bring that to life with a couple of numbers, over the last 5 years, we've managed to keep energy consumption almost flat whilst delivering a more than 1,000% increase in data traffic. So in other words, we reduced the energy consumption per unit of data traffic by 90%. And that is really going to continue to be the focus. If you think that energy consumption is about 10% of our OPEX, we have a business case and also a planet case to really drive efficiency. We've also committed at Vodafone to reaching 100% of renewable electricity across our European markets by July 2021. And across our global footprint by 2025. And obviously, given that we have a huge presence also in the African continent, there are some additional challenges there. So it takes a little bit longer there, but there's a laser focus on that as well. And watch this space, we'll be setting a science-based target aligned to a 1.5-degree world and based on an industry sector, so an ICT industry sector specific pathway that had been developed by GSMA very soon. So we're really kind of addressing our footprint. And I think the positive message here is also that because our footprint is mainly electricity, it is addressable. We can really do something about it. And that's why, a lot of our attention, whilst we are working on eliminating our footprint, is really going towards how we can enable decarbonization and how digitalization can unlock decarbonization and a more efficient use of resources across industries. And obviously, to achieve it, we really need to together truly unleash the twin digital and green transitions. So I'll stop there. Thank you.